What is going on, guys? DBG here, and this is another one of the tier list videos. We've already done point guards, we've already done two guards, and this is going to be the small forwards. Before we get on to the tier list, we are trying to hit 100,000 subscribers within the next 2 months, and it's looking like we're going to be fairly close to hitting it. We upload my team content every day, so if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe if you like my team content. But anyway, now let's get on to it. So yeah, the small forward position, as I'll probably say later on in the video again, is by far the best position in the game, and these are rankings compared to the elite players. Basically, every card that is on this entire tier list is a good card. However, I'm comparing them to the elite cards like the Galaxy Opal Giannis, the Galaxy Opal Worthy, Danny Granger, things like that. But anyway, now let's get on to the list. Okay, so this is the tier list for small forwards, and disclaimer, the small forwards are the best position in the game. And a lot of cards you're going to see in the lower tiers, if they were in other positions, they'd be much higher tiers. Like some of the cards that are small forwards that are in D tier will be like B tier 2 cards. It is just the best position, and we are rating them based on how they compare to the elite cards in the game. So anyway, the first stack here are the top 15 rating wise, and then the next stack is the top 15, is another 10 players that I think just deserve to be somewhere on the list. So first of all, we have got Giannis Galaxy Opal, who is S tier. For those asking about Giannis Pink Diamond, Giannis Pink Diamond is a weird one for me because I'm not the biggest fan of the card, but I know a lot of people love him. But firmly, Giannis Pink Diamond will be an A tier. Not quite absolutely elite, but a great card nonetheless. But Giannis Galaxy Opal obviously is S tier. Next, we've got Dominique Wilkins. Good release, good dunker. When he first came out, S tier to A tier. Now C tier. Just too many really good cards. Kevin Durant, when I made this list last week, I had him in S tier, and I think he's somewhere between A and S. So I'm going to put him here because there are some centers that are a little bit better. So not centers, some small forwards are a little bit better. And yeah, when we inevitably get a Galaxy Opal KD, probably will be S tier, but no, 98 overall. Really good, probably the best card outside of S tier, but I'm going to put him slightly below that into A tier. Now we've got Elgin Baylor, A tier. Not the best release. Some of the best stats in the game, but not the best release. George Gervin, same as Dominique, C tier. Solid card, was really good when he came out. Again, just nothing special now. And I'd say the exact same thing about Dr. J. When he first came out as a reward, he was great. Nothing special now. Kawhi Leonard, really good defender. Decent shooter, B tier. And Kawhi is a bit of a weird one because his diamond and his pink diamond, the main difference is that this one has got Hall of Fame difficult shots and is a better out and out scorer. But as glue guys, which is the main way you use Kawhi, his diamond is almost as good. His diamond would be hovering between B and C, and this one's B. So just for value, probably get his diamond. Grant Hill, this is another one that had this been when the card came out, it would be an S tier, but very similar to KD. I give KD the edge over Grant Hill. But he's like a defensive KD, where KD's better on defense than Grant Hill is on offense, and Grant Hill is the best defense card in the game. Melo, just because of the small forward position, he's in B tier. If he was any other position, if he was a 2 guard, he'd be in A tier. If he was in power forward, he'd be A tier. At worst, at either of those positions, but he's a small forward. These are the best cards in the game. Melo is just too inconsistent. And it's the same, even when I'm playing against Melo, he'll miss wide open shots, but at times he'll feel like the best card in the game. A really fast release, just so inconsistent. I really want to put Melo in A tier or S tier, but he's just so inconsistent. And the cards in these tiers are so good that I have to put him down in B tier. I don't think he's that much better than the Pink Diamond Kawhi Leonard. So I'm going to have to put him there. Maybe by the end of this, I'll have him put in between the 2 tiers, but no, the A tier guys are just better, in my opinion. Scottie Pippen, same as Kawhi. I'll give him the same as Kawhi. A lockdown defender, slow release though, even though stats wise he is better than Kawhi. He can dunk well, and yeah, I hate playing against him, so I'm going to put him in B tier. I don't like using him because he's not a fun card to use, but he's an effective card. So yeah, I'm going to have to put him in there. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of the card itself, I'm going to put him in B tier. Next, we have got Rick Barry. Not a bad card, but again, in comparison to all the cards so far, it is the worst by a good bit, and I'm going to put him in D tier. He can shoot a little bit, which is great. All these cards can shoot. None of these cards can shoot. Most of these cards have difficult shots. but Rick Barry is just the worst so far, so that's why he's in that tier. Now we've got James Worthy, S tier. Base 11, great defender, great dunker. Got LeBron James, who, depending on the day, I either don't like LeBron or I think he's like an S tier. So I'm going to put him in A, mainly because he's got Hall of Fame dimer, which means that he is like a perfect guy to run the point guard because he's big, he's a wide body, a good defender, and obviously Hall of Fame dimer, which a lot of people say isn't worth it, but for me using MJ at point guard, me using Nikola Jokic at center, I love that badge. It just makes the game easier for everybody else. Now we got Larry Bird in what's a really tough one because I don't really like his release, and he's a lot like Melo. Really super inconsistent. When he's on form, he doesn't miss, but when he's missing and you're not hitting shots with him, he can miss 5, 10 in a row, and it can just look it can be really bad. He's also not the best guy on the basket. He's not bad at it. Again, a lot of people are going to say Larry Bird is going to be higher than this, but in my opinion, Larry is in B tier. I don't have him as good as LeBron James. I don't have him as good as Grant Hill or Elgin Baylor, so I'm going to put him into B tier. Next, now we are on to the just 10 others. So Jonathan Isaac is 6'11", long, got 4 Hall of Fame defensive badges, got a nice release. And you guys are going to call me crazy, but I'm going to put him in the same tier as the likes of Larry Bird, Scottie Pippen, and Kawhi. I think he's one of the best defensive cards I've used this year, and shoots the ball really well. Like, as far as budget cards go, he'd be S or above. Like, he'd be above Giannis. He plays almost the same as Pink Diamond Giannis for me. Like, that's not even a joke, and he can shoot the ball better. Next, we got Chris Mullin. Chris Mullin is a good shooter. That is about it. Doesn't bring as much as the likes of Larry Bird outside of shooting. Limitless range shooter, good release. He is in C tier. Gordon Hayward is an inconsistent shooter, but has nowhere near the stats of the likes of Melo and Larry Bird. Like, Melo and Larry Bird are in B tier because of their inconsistencies. Gordon Hayward doesn't even have the stats, so D tier. Joe Harris feels exactly like Chris Mullin to me. A limitless shooter with base 8. Again, a little bit inconsistent, but the difference is when Joe Harris is firing on all cylinders, I'm not joking, I think he may be the best shooter in the game. Like, when he's hitting shots, it is nuts. Like, everyone who's used Joe Harris, there's always going to be that one game where Joe Harris just cannot miss. Nobody can guard him, and all of a sudden he's got competent stats going to the basket and he can just dominate. So for that reason, Joe Harris in C tier. Darius Miles, hovering C and D. So I'm going to put him in here, and I'm going to put Mullin here. So Darius Miles, the thing with that card is this it? Yeah. So the thing with Darius Miles is he's got all the stats you want of a card in 2K. He's got a good dunk rating. He's got a decent 3-ball, decent mid-range. He's got a good shot contest, good block, good steal, great lateral quickness. And he's also got one of those 2-motion releases, kind of like the likes of Michael Beasley. And if you guys have ever watched me use Darius Miles, I just probably used him so much that I love his release. He can be used really effectively against almost anybody, and in my opinion is one of the just best budget cards by far. But this isn't the budget card list. This is the elite tier list, and I think he's better than Rick Barry and Gordon Hayward, but I'm going to have to put him in between C and D because I don't think he's as good as Dominique, George Gervin, or Joe Harris or Mullin. Sean Marion, some of the worst animations in the game. Decent stats though. Decent stats, don't get me wrong. Sean Marion belongs in D tier. Danny Granger belongs in S tier with these guys. Base 11, some of the best stats in the game, and he's Danny Granger. He's just unbelievable in this game. He's a great card. Trevor Ariza, really nice animations, good shot release, C tier. Because, again, this is the elite point guards. Sorry, the elite small forwards. I think I've called them the wrong position at least 3 or 4 times in this video. But yeah, really nice release, great animations, great dunker. I'd put him at a similar enough level to the likes of George Gervin, but he definitely belongs to be somewhere in the top small forwards. And if you're on a budget or you have a lot of tokens, he's a great card to pick up. But again, there are better options. Jason Tatum, I really like his release. Belongs firmly in B tier. Jason Tatum got Hall of Fame Limitless, 95 shot 3, great dunker as well, and is just obviously a really good card in game. And last up is Luka Doncic. You will not find a bigger Luka Doncic fan outside of probably Slovenia or Spain. I flew over to Barcelona to watch his last ever El Clasico in EuroLeague a couple of before he got drafted. And if you guys ever watch my second channel, B-Ball Daily, I've been on the Luka Doncic hype train since like early 2017. I was the first person on YouTube on the Luka Doncic hype train. But anyway, Luka Doncic, unfortunately in this game, D tier. Just not a great card. Actually, no, he's alright. Was alright when he came out, but he's just completely outclassed. So, yeah, this is it for the small forwards tier. Definitely you could argue Kevin Durant should be a bit higher. You could argue a few more should be in the A tier. But in my opinion, these are the 7 best, and I don't think I can really argue any of these guys belong in a higher tier than any of these guys. But anyway, yep, that is the list. So that's the tier list. Again, it is just my opinion. So if you guys disagree, leave in the comments and who you think, but this is just from my experience using the cards, and it is 100% just my opinion. This is my list. This isn't me saying who the best cards are in the game and which cards are terrible, because all these cards are quite good. This is just my opinion on where I would rank the elite 3 wing players in the game. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.